My next step is to add two M3 fasteners to these two holes. To do this, I'm going to open the design library, go into the toolbox, into the metric folder, bolts and screws, and then I want socket head screws, and I want to use regular socket cap head screws. I'm going to reorient my part a bit because when I drag and drop this in, if I do it right, it'll add a coincident and a concentric mate. So I'm going to click and hold on this. I'm going to drag it and drop it out, and there I can see it has the proper mates. I'm going to release it and ignore that warning. So it did find that it was an M3 screw even though it told me it couldn't. Remember, when I'm adding fasteners, the end of the yellow arrow shows me how far it'll go into my part. So I've got an M3, 5 mil long, and if I want to add a description to show up my bill of materials, remember I'll select to add. For now I'll accept this. Then I'm going to rotate around and I want to add another fastener here, showing me I have the concentric and coincidence mate, so I'm going to accept that. I don't want to add any more fasteners, so I'm just going to press escape. Go back and look at this isometrically. And everything looks good. I'm going to click on my cap, remove the transparency. Next, I want to double check that all three configurations work properly. So I'll come back to the configuration manager and I'll select PU60. It seems to rebuild properly. So I'll come here to the tree. I'm also going to rotate around a bit and then I go, oh, crud puppies. These screws aren't in the right place. So I'm going to expand the mates, and what I'll see is all the mates are grayed out. Recall earlier when we started doing configurations, I've told you that as you create a configuration, anything you do from that point forward is only active in that configuration. It'll be suppressed in all others. So to fix this, I'm going to select the first coincidence mate, hold shift, select the last one, and then I'm going to right click, and I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to configure the feature. So we can see here these mates are suppressed in the PU60 and 70 configurations. So I'll unsuppress them. I'll come over here, select the down arrow and tell it to rebuild all configurations. And then I'll select OK to accept this. Again, I'll go back and I'll double check the PU70 rebuilds properly, and it does. I'll set it back to the default config. I'll look at it isometrically, come back to the feature tree, and I'm going to save my work.